Hey everybody, welcome. In this video we have men not going out anymore and their reasons why. Enjoy.
Everyone on this, don't mind me, I'm rolling out. Everyone on this app is like, where are all the hot guys in New York City? I go to these bars, I bar hop, and I see zero hot men. Where are they? They're running, babes. Unfortunately, they're running on the East River or the West Side Highway. More so on the West Side Highway. Saw way more eye candy last weekend when I ran there. Sometimes Central Park is good, but I think the rivers are your best bet. They go to bed early on the weekend and they wake up and they run. That's where the hot men are.
I seen a girl's video on TikTok asking why don't men approach anymore? Why when they go outside there's always women everywhere? Where are the men at? I'm gonna say this as a joke, but there's always a level of seriousness. There has been way too many women making videos saying men to never approach them anywhere. And so a lot of men just said, okay. It's all psychological and people don't understand that. Okay, let's say you're a nervous guy, but you want to put yourself out there. You see a pretty girl at the bar. You're about to go approach her, but then you remember the video you seen of a girl with 1 million views saying, men, don't approach me anywhere. I'm not out to talk to men. Then you see thousands of women in the comments doubling down like, yes, don't approach. We're just outside to have fun. You got it. Approaching a stranger to initiate a conversation and not come off maybe in a weird way if you're kind of nervous, shy, or whatnot, it's very hard. It's one of the hardest things to do, right? So if you're consuming content and seeing lots of women say that they don't want to be approached, well, then you're gonna have a lot of men defeated, have a lot of men inside, and they might be outside, but they're not going to say anything to you. Now, these are all just talking points. It's not like every woman creates videos like that, but there's plenty of them that do. So it's just like you have very nice guys that are like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave her alone. I'm gonna rock out, right? Then you are starting to have men just not even care to go outside anymore, which is very bad, right? I just need people to stop creating content. It's damn near like fear mongering, to be honest. It makes it seem like all men are evil and these, like they can't talk to people. And then you have a lot of men that say, you know what? I'm going to respect your boundary. I do think that we're in a weird time in the world where a lot of people are not social anymore, right? But it also doesn't help to throw pieces of content out that they all go viral. All of these videos always go viral of women saying, men don't approach me ever, anywhere, in any setting. That isn't going to help anyone.
My husband does not go to bars or clubs or any kind of partying activities. He chooses not to go out, and he lets me go with my friends to have my girl time, like for dinner or like a bar and grill. He's never told me no. I don't really drink and I'm home by like 8 or 9 p.m. but I haven't been out to dinner in months. I'd rather stay here with my family, with my husband. We're homebodies and that's what we like to do. But my husband says he does not like to go to bars or any kind of party scene because he doesn't want to be put in a situation where it can hinder our marriage, or if something pops off and he needs to fight or something, he doesn't want to get in trouble. So I really appreciate that, because as a wife and when you're married, I feel like even in a relationship, like you just feel secure. I feel secure in my marriage that my husband does not desire to go out and drink and be around other women or go to the strip club, things like that. I'm blessed to have that as my husband, and I don't even like to go out. I don't go out.
A big theme that I'm seeing is, especially in the younger generation of men, feeling that isolation is their best answer to not even just social interaction, but like goals in life. Like, I want to go live in the woods by myself with a tractor, like no one else. And they're reading that book of the guy who did that and died like that and was completely unhappy and left like journals and everything like this. And I don't know if it's a trend, but I do see that hyper individualistic, and then the conclusion they find is isolation. And that prohibits, like, it comes from that awkwardness and different things, but it prohibits them finding any codependency that's healthy, any relationship that's healthy, any enfolding of themselves and interacting with life that is healthy.
I went out last night and I swear there were so many more women than dudes. The ratio was crazy. I've been hearing how guys are not dating as much as they used to anymore, but like visually see it was a whole different story. But to be honest, makes sense. Just think about it. Like, so many women online have been making videos on guys should not approach me no more. Girls be dressing up talking about, I'm not dressing up to look good or get no attention from no guy. I'm doing it for me. They say, I don't go to the club to get no man. I just go to hang out with my friends. Which checks out, because like 90% of the time I see girls shaking ass or throwing ass, it's always on a friend or another girl. And men, we go to the club for, well, bitches. And if they're not getting any, they're not going to show up. Like, guys want to return on their
If
investment.
all you do is work 9 to 5, go to the gym, and come home, this video is for you. Well, first off, congratulations. You're probably saving a bunch of money. You're not outside like these freaking idiots. But when it comes down to finding a partner, I'm sorry, bro, but if you're not making approaches at the gym, you're not dating a coworker, then where are you going to find this person? When I'm working with these guys and they want a new outcome, but they want to do the same thing, I scratch my head. Listen, guys, I don't even drink, but you bet your ass you'll find me at a cool-ass bar on the weekends here in LA. Why? Well, if you want to meet people, you have to go where people congregate. And I get it. Are you going to find your wife there? Probably not. But my whole point is this. If you're not good with being social and you can't talk, you have to work that muscle somewhere. And there's no better place than going out to a nightclub or bar where you'll see girls you'll probably never see ever again. So who cares if you stutter? Who cares if you stumble on your words? It's much better to practice there than practice at your gym where you go there at the same time and see the same people every single day. In conclusion,
At every
if you
singles
want-
event, it's all women.
Yeah.
That's exactly
I
why.
don't want to
women.
do them anymore because it's so hard to get men to sign up. And I had one a few weeks ago, and one of the guys was like, please do this again. This was awesome. I'm like, I will do it again if you promise, like, get friends to come. Like, it's so hard to get guys to sign up. And he's like, no, why would I want more competition?
Yeah.
But why? Like, I guess both perspectives. Like, what do you think? But also as a guy. So if you told me when I was 27, hey, there's a singles event where there's going to be 20 to 25 really cool women, I'd be like, yeah, like that's sick. Like, why would I not go? I go to the bar to meet the single woman.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I go to the singles event where they actually want to meet me too?
Yeah.
But as a guys, why did we never go to them?
Yeah, doesn't it take away like the thing of rejection? Like,
Well, what my perspective was this. I feel like guys are super sensitive to get rejected. And when you go to a singles event, there's an expectation that you should hook up or you should like meet somebody.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's like, oh, well, you got rejected. And maybe if you hit on somebody there and they don't like you, it's very in your face.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get rejected at a bar, it's so like sugar coated and it's so like
kind of disappear.
you can disappear or like just pretend like something happened. You could hide.
I'm gonna be honest, and this is for the women that complain about, oh, men don't approach me anymore, men don't want to go out anymore, the clubs are empty, the bars are empty. The truth is, men were never really interested in going out, and judging by women saying that the bars are empty, still seems like that's the case. The only reason why we did that was to court women and to talk to women. But like with the modern women in 2025, it ain't worth going out no more. And I'm not saying like you can't go out, like, and chop it up with your boys once in a while. But in terms of going out to pursue women, like, it's not worth it anymore. And if you think I'm lying, just take a look at your guy friends. I bet you their lives are mad simple and they could like go 6 months without even going to the club or to the bar or like to anywhere. They could just chill, hibernate in the crib and just chill. Because the reality is, like, a man doesn't really need much to survive.
If you are a young man, I'm talking like in your early to mid 20s, living in the United States, I have questions. And no, this is not for me. I've happily married 25 years. I got my guy. So here's what I want to know. Why aren't you dating? I have 2 daughters and a son. My son is still in high school and he's just now getting to the age where he would start dating. And he has been very blessed by being raised by 2 older sisters and a mama and dad who have invested in him and talked with him about how to treat women. But here's what I'm finding that is so odd. My girls who are college age, one is at a big university in the Southeastern Conference, and the other one is doing independent learning and starting her own business. They are in their 20s, early 20s. And guys are not asking them out. And it's not just them. And my daughters are beautiful girls and they are good Christian girls. And they are very emotionally mature. They know their values, they know their standards. And it's not even that they're being too particular. It's also not just my daughters. It is their friends. It is their acquaintances. Guys are not asking girls out anymore on proper dates. What is happening instead is, let's say my daughter takes a guy to a date party. She's a stunning, beautiful girl, very intelligent. Like, she doesn't have a hard time finding someone to go to a date party with her. However, the follow-up to that is not a date. It is a text, hey, I'm out at this bar, you wanna come meet me? Guys, let me tell you, that is not a proper date. That is a lazy way of pursuing a woman. That is a boy's way of pursuing a woman. It is not a man's way of pursuing a woman. And maybe I have it all wrong. Like, maybe guys just are no longer looking to secure a long-term relationship. They no longer look at getting married in the future. I don't know. You tell me. Is that the case? I know the older of my two daughters is looking for her helpmate in life. She is looking for a good Christian man, not a boy. And that is not determined by age necessarily. What I mean is, he doesn't need to be 30. A 21-year-old man can be a man or he can be a boy. And if you're spending
Where
your
are
days
you guys meeting
playing
these cute men? Because we go out to the bars every weekend. Every weekend. And we only see cute guys in the run clubs, at bagel shops, like fucking at the grocery store. I'm not gonna talk to you at the grocery store. The bar is the best place.
Literally.
And they don't go out.
No, because they have an issue with it, and I don't know
Why?
Because they say they're not worthy. The girls there are low value. Well, you're never gonna find anyone then.
Can y'all please start?
Because like you're not. I know you guys aren't gonna approach us at the grocery store or at the freaking run club. So like,
No, because you're sober. Why would I talk to you if I
it's
haven't
also
had...
like 6 a.m.
God.
You'd be so fucking cool.
So you know where the good men are to be found, yet you don't want to go to the places where you can find them. So clearly you don't really want a good guy at all.
I was at the bar with my best friend and her husband last night, and she was just telling me like, yeah, my husband has a tons of like single and attractive friends, but they're just like not out there. Like, they're usually just at home, and even if they decide to go out, they just go out with each other and just have fun with each other, and they're not really looking for girls, if that makes sense. Which, like, fair, I guess that kind of makes sense to me. But I really don't think that my future man is just out there in the wild somewhere. So I'm literally on the mission to find a man who is a New York City mutual. So I decided to download Circa, which is literally an app like made for mutuals in New York to find each other. Like, to even get a match, like, you need to have 5 mutuals. Also, you only get like 4 profiles a day, which literally feels like so much more intentional because, like, I know my future man isn't out there waiting for me in the bar. I don't know, guys. I'm really excited, but I'm gonna keep you guys updated because I'm so excited to see who
Somebody asked me why I don't go out. They like, bro, you 23 years old and you live in Chicago. Like, bro, you should be outside. You should be having fun. And this is why. I'm about to tell you some real shit. On Saturday, I went to take out my garbage around like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and one of my homies texted me and said, hey, bro, you better come outside, bro. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be lit. And I was like, damn, I really don't want to miss it, right? But then I walked into my apartment, and on the stove was a big-ass pepperoni pizza. Like a frozen pizza, I made that bitch to perfection. In the oven was some cookies that I put in there at the perfect timing because as soon as I'm done with the motherfucking pizza, I can go right into the cookies. I walked into the room, and it was a bad bitch laying in there. And then I found a TV show where a dude took about 7 grown motherfuckers into the middle of the woods and made them have a spelling bee. If you think I'm going outside around a bunch of drunk motherfuckers I don't know over that, you're fucking intoxicated already. You gotta be drunk or high or something like that. There's not a chance that I'm missing out on that for a fucking nightclub. You're crazy. I'm in the crib. Don't ask me to go out.